Hey there, picture this for a second. You grab a slice of cheese like always, but a few hours later your stomach turns, your energy drops, and you feel off. What just happened? Some cheeses can quietly harm your body, especially if you're over 60, but others? They can help protect your bones, muscles, even your brain. Stick with me and don't forget to like, share, or subscribe so you won't miss the senior health tips that could make all the difference. Number 1. Unpasteurized soft cheese. It looks fancy, but hides a quiet threat. Hi there, let's discuss something that seems harmless until it isn't. You walk through the cheese aisle and your eyes are drawn to a soft, creamy wedge of brie or camembert. Perhaps it's wrapped in wax paper. Perhaps it looks gourmet. It feels like a treat. However, for seniors, this small indulgence could carry a significant risk. And not for the reasons you might expect. The issue isn't fat or calories. The danger lies in how the cheese was produced and its origin. Soft cheeses made from unpasteurized milk are still available in some stores, particularly small markets or international sections. Without the safety measure of pasteurization, harmful bacteria can silently survive within the product. Once present, these bacteria can multiply, especially if the cheese isn't kept sufficiently cold during transport or if it sits for an extended period before being sold. You might not see mold or detect any unusual odor, but the harmful process is already underway. And here's the critical point. Seniors over 65 have a reduced ability to combat these hidden threats. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, older adults account for over 50% of hospitalizations resulting from contaminated soft cheese. For individuals with heart disease, diabetes, or kidney problems, even a mild infection from tainted cheese can become dangerous, leading to fever, confusion, dehydration, and rapid escalation of symptoms. Now here's a senior health tip that could genuinely protect you. Always check the label for the word pasteurized. If it's not clearly visible, avoid it. And never purchase soft cheese from street vendors or establishments that cannot guarantee safe refrigeration. Even if the cheese appears appealing or has an attractive label, if you don't know its handling history, it's not worth the risk. Looking for a safer alternative? You can still savor the flavor of brie by opting for a baked version made with pasteurized cheese, where heat eliminates the risk. It's delicious, warm, and much more senior-friendly. Let's begin safeguarding your meals, one informed choice at a time. If you thought soft, unpasteurized cheese was the only quiet risk, this next one might surprise you even more. Processed cheese slices may look safe, but they come with their own hidden dangers. Number 2. High-sodium processed cheese. Easy to grab, hard on your health. You know the routine. Maybe it's early morning, and you just want something quick. A slice of American cheese on toast, a dab of cheese spread on crackers. It's familiar, fast, and melts easily. But here's what's often overlooked. These processed cheeses can be more detrimental than beneficial, especially for older adults. The issue isn't the inherent nature of cheese itself, but rather how it's manufactured and the additives used for shelf stability. Many processed cheese products are loaded with sodium to extend their storage life. If they remain in the refrigerator for an extended period, or are exposed to heat during transportation, the preservatives and salt can begin to degrade, making the cheese even more taxing on your heart and kidneys. For seniors already managing high blood pressure or kidney issues, this isn't a minor concern. It accumulates over time. According to the American Heart Association, 60% of seniors already have hypertension. Even a few slices of high-sodium cheese daily can push your sodium intake beyond safe limits before lunchtime. Compounding the problem, many of these products come from questionable sources. You might find cheese spreads or singles at dollar stores or discount shops, lacking refrigeration guidelines, clear origin labels, or any indication of their shelf life. This lack of traceability raises significant concerns when your health is at stake. One of the most practical senior health tips? Opt for natural cheeses you can trust. Look for brands that clearly indicate pasteurization and sodium content. A simple substitution of processed cheese with a low-sodium cheddar or Swiss slice can reduce your salt intake and ease the strain on your heart without compromising taste. You don't need to abandon your morning routine, you simply need to make a more informed choice. Have you relied on pre-sliced cheese for a quick meal lately? Comment 2 if convenience has ever won over caution in your kitchen. Number 3. Mold-ripened cheese from unclear sources. Gourmet look, hidden risk. Let's be honest, fancy cheeses can feel like a small luxury. Maybe you picked up a wedge of blue cheese from the local deli or a gorgonzola that caught your eye in the specialty section. The packaging looks elegant, the label might say, imported. But here's the thing, if that cheese doesn't clearly state its origin or how it was stored, you could be entering dangerous territory. Mold-ripened cheeses depend on precise aging conditions, requiring cold temperatures, clean handling, and transparent origin tracking. Without these conditions, they can become ideal environments for harmful bacteria to thrive, especially if they've been shipped over long distances or left out too long on a display shelf. The challenge is that visual inspection alone won't reveal this. The mold is an intended part of the cheese, making it difficult to discern potential contamination. For seniors with weakened immunity, even a single slice of mishandled cheese can lead to significant health issues, including digestive distress, dehydration, or more seriously, a rapidly spreading infection that you might not initially recognize as food-related. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, adults over 65 are at the highest risk for illnesses linked to mold-ripened cheeses, particularly when these cheeses don't originate from regulated, trusted sources. Consider this a gentle reminder that fancy doesn't always equate to safe. One of the wisest senior health tips here is straightforward. If a mold-ripened cheese doesn't clearly state pasteurized, doesn't list the producer, or appears to have been sitting out uncovered, avoid it. This applies even if it's being sold at a farmer's market or gourmet counter. Safer versions are available, but they should be clearly labeled and come from brands that adhere to proper safety standards. You don't have to forgo bold flavors. You simply need to know their origin and how they were handled before they reached your plate. If you've ever brought home a fancy cheese without knowing exactly where it came from, just leave a 3 below. You're not alone, and it's time we start reading more than the price tag. And just to gently summarize, when it comes to cheese, it's not always about the type itself, but rather how it's handled. Soft cheeses that aren't pasteurized, processed slices loaded with salt, or blue-veined wedges from unknown origins might appear harmless, even appealing. However, for someone over 60, they could subtly cause more problems than they are worth. You don't need to be afraid of cheese, you simply need to be more discerning about which varieties you bring home. Let's move on to discuss foods that actually support your strength rather than detract from it. Of course, not all cheese is off the table. While some types can put your health at risk, others can actually protect it quietly, gently, day by day. If you know what to look for, cheese can still be a strong ally for your bones, your muscles, even your memory. Let's take a look at the ones that truly deserve a spot on your plate. Number 4. Cheddar cheese. A quiet classic that's doing more than you think. You've likely enjoyed this cheese countless times, a slice with crackers, a sprinkle on your soup, perhaps melted in a sandwich. But here's a point worth remembering. If you select the right type of cheddar, that simple bite offers more than just flavor. Low-fat, pasteurized cheddar from reputable brands not only tastes familiar, but also provides reliable strength. When stored correctly and clearly labeled, it also offers peace of mind, eliminating guesswork and risky surprises. It's simply consistent support for your bones and muscles, day after day. And here's why this is significant. As we age, maintaining strength involves more than just weightlifting or supplements. It also depends on our dietary choices and how safely they support the body. Opting for cheddar made from pasteurized milk, low in sodium, and kept refrigerated from the store to your home means you're providing your body with the steady support it appreciates. One of the most practical senior health tips: choose low-sodium, reduced-fat cheddar, ideally from brands that clearly indicate pasteurization and origin. Look for options like Cabot's reduced sodium variety or other well-sealed cheddar blocks from the refrigerated section. Wrap it securely, store it between 35 and 40 degrees F, around 2 to 40 degrees Celsius, and enjoy it within a few weeks after opening. It's a type of cheese that requires little effort, just a bit of space in your refrigerator. But in return, it offers solid support, one bite at a time. And if cheddar is your steady, everyday support, cottage cheese is your recovery partner. One keeps you strong, the other helps you bounce back when life slows you down. Keep watching. Number 5. Cottage cheese. Gentle to eat, powerful in how it helps you heal. Let's discuss something soft, unassuming, yet surprisingly beneficial. Cottage cheese is undemanding. It's easy to chew, easy to digest, and has a mild flavor that isn't overpowering. However, if you've ever experienced a period of low energy, decreased appetite, or diminished strength, this simple food can be a reliable companion in regaining balance. It's one of the easiest foods to have on hand when eating feels like a task. Whether you're recovering from an illness, dealing with fatigue, or simply not feeling up to a large meal, cottage cheese provides your body with gentle support without placing extra strain on your system. The crucial aspect, however, lies in your selection. Opt for low-fat pasteurized varieties and ensure they are from a reputable brand with clearly marked expiration dates. It should be stored cold and consumed within approximately 1 week after opening. Its soft texture makes it ideal for pairing with fruits, herbs, or even a drizzle of honey, whatever makes eating enjoyable again without requiring much effort. One of the simplest senior health tips available: if your appetite is waning or your strength feels low, don't wait for a perfect meal. Keep something like cottage cheese readily accessible. It's not elaborate, but it's gentle on your body, especially when you need it most. Let your food be gentle, but never underestimate its power. If you've turned to soft, gentle foods during a recovery or just on low-energy days, add a 5 in the comments. Let's talk about what's helped you get your strength back. Number 6. Swiss cheese. Light on the tongue, steady for the mind. We never say to eat cautiously when we're choosing grill food. There's something special about foods that don't demand attention. Swiss cheese isn't overpowering or heavy. It's not the focal point of the plate. However, for older adults, that gentle bite may offer more benefits than you realize, particularly in maintaining mental focus and consistent energy levels. The key here isn't solely the taste, but also the reliability. When you select a reduced-fat, pasteurized Swiss cheese from a transparent, reputable source, you're choosing something that is easy on your stomach, yet provides steady support for your brain. Many older adults quietly enjoy it as part of their daily routine, without knowing it might contribute to mental clarity, especially when combined with a balanced, low-stress meal. And here's the most significant aspect: it's easy to maintain. A sealed block or slices from the refrigerated section, stored at the correct temperature and consumed within a few weeks, is a safe, uncomplicated addition to your kitchen. It melts smoothly in sandwiches or soups, or adds a subtle texture to a light salad without the high sodium content or heaviness of other cheeses. So here's one of those senior health tips worth remembering. If you're seeking a cheese that doesn't burden your body but subtly supports it, Swiss is a dependable choice. Just ensure it's pasteurized, clearly labeled, and doesn't contain excessive additives. It's not bold or flashy, but sometimes that's precisely what your body needs. Leave a 6 if you enjoy quiet foods that don't overwhelm but still support you daily. Sometimes the mildest choice is the smartest one. So, if Swiss cheese feels like a quiet helper, it's because it is, and it's not the only one. Sometimes the best support comes from the simplest things: a bit of cheddar that strengthens your frame, a spoon of cottage cheese that helps you bounce back after a rough week, a slice of Swiss that keeps your focus clear without weighing you down. You don't need anything fancy, just a few smart choices, stored safely, eaten slowly, and chosen with care. And since we're discussing smart choices, there's one more crucial aspect, even after the cheese is home. Regardless of how healthy or high quality it is, cheese can still become unsafe if it's not stored properly. The challenging part is that it won't always show obvious signs of spoilage externally. That's why understanding a few simple indicators can help you stay safe without constantly questioning every bite. Here's what to look for. If your cheese feels slimy, has an unusually sharp or sour odor, or begins to develop gray or green spots that weren't previously present, it's best to avoid any risk. Additionally, with soft cheeses, never cut away mold and consume the rest, as it spreads more rapidly than you might think. Maintain your cheese at a cold temperature, between 35 and 40 degrees F, wrap it securely in wax paper or plastic wrap, and avoid leaving it out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. For opened soft cheeses like cottage cheese or brie, aim to use them within 7 to 10 days. Hard cheeses have a longer shelf life, but they still require regular inspection for cracks or moisture accumulation. If you take away just one senior health tip from this, let it be this: check your cheese with the same diligence you would check your medication. If something seems amiss, don't hesitate. Simply discard it. Your peace of mind and your body will appreciate it. Now let's take a step back to the moment before it even reaches your refrigerator. When purchasing cheese, the label on the packaging is more than just small print. It's your initial safeguard. For seniors, especially those managing heart, kidney, or immune system concerns, reading that label could be the key difference between a healthy snack and a doctor's visit. Begin by looking for one word: pasteurized. If it's not clearly stated, choose another option. Next, check the expiration date, considering not just if it's currently good, but also how far in the future that date is. The closer it is to expiring, the quicker it will spoil once opened. Opt for well-known brands and ensure they were refrigerated when you selected them, particularly soft cheeses or anything that is sliced and pre-packaged. If you're shopping at a smaller market or deli counter, don't hesitate to ask, "Is this pasteurized?" or "When was this cut and wrapped?" If the staff hesitates to answer, that's your cue to choose something else. Here's one of the most frequently overlooked senior health tips. When it comes to cheese, trust what is clear and straightforward. A clean label, a recognizable brand, and proper refrigeration are more reliable than elaborate packaging every time. The more informed you are at the store, the less you'll need to worry later. And even when the label looks perfect, there's one more thing you might want to consider, not on the package, but in your own medicine cabinet. If you are taking daily medications, particularly for blood pressure, heart rhythm, or mood, some cheeses might not be the best choice. This isn't because the cheese is inherently bad, but because certain medications can interact negatively with foods that are aged, preserved, or processed without strict regulation. You won't find this warning on a cheese label, but it might be mentioned on your prescription bottle. That's why it's crucial to consult with your pharmacist or doctor, especially if you've recently started a new medication and notice your body reacting differently to familiar foods. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to eliminate cheese entirely. You simply need to be more aware of what you consume it with and how frequently. Soft, strong-smelling, or mold-ripened cheeses tend to have a higher likelihood of interactions, while milder options like cottage cheese or reduced-fat cheddar are generally more stable. A practical senior health tip to remember. Discuss your favorite foods, yes, even cheese, at your next medical appointment. You might be surprised to learn how something seemingly small could significantly impact the effectiveness of your medication. Food is fuel, but only when it works in harmony with your system, not against it. And after you've selected the right cheese and checked your medications, how you consume it still makes a difference. For many seniors, a small amount of cheese can be a comforting part of their day. However, pairing it thoughtfully significantly impacts how your body processes it. This goes beyond just taste. It involves digestion, nutritional balance, and ensuring it supports your energy levels rather than depleting them. Consider this: instead of snacking on cheese by itself, enjoy it with a slice of whole-grain toast or some lightly steamed vegetables on the side. If you're adding cheese to a salad, ensure the greens are washed thoroughly and consumed promptly, not left sitting out. Also, avoid combining cheese with raw meats, undercooked eggs, or deli slices that haven't been fully heated, especially in sandwiches or wrap. One more point to consider is portion size. A piece of cheese, roughly the size of your thumb, is often sufficient for both flavor and nutritional benefit. You don't need a large quantity to gain the advantages. Here's a senior health tip you can implement immediately. Cheese is more beneficial when it plays a supporting role on your plate, not the main feature. A sprinkle, a slice, a small spoonful, balanced with clean, safe ingredients and a calm digestive system, allows it to be a consistent part of your diet rather than a potentially risky treat. Your meals should leave you feeling energized, not weighed down. Cheese can contribute to this, but only when it's served with consideration. And there you have it. 4 simple habits that make all the difference. Not about cutting things out, but choosing wisely, storing safely, asking the right questions, and eating with care. When it comes to cheese, a little attention goes a long way, especially for senior health. And there you have it. 4 small shifts that can help you enjoy cheese without the worry. They're simple, they're practical, and if you start now, they might just save you from serious complications down the line. A stronger body, fewer stomach upsets, and more peace of mind every time you eat. Because the real message of this video is simple. Cheese isn't the enemy, but the wrong cheese, stored or chosen carelessly, can quietly work against your health. And after 60, that's a risk we don't need to take. So take a moment today, check your fridge, read your labels, ask your doctor if you're unsure, and don't forget the basics. Stay hydrated, get your checkups, and surround your plate with choices that support you. If this video helped you or someone you care about, share it, give it a like, or hit subscribe to stay connected with Healthcase, where we share real tips for real lives. Every week, stay strong, stay smart, and take care.